Close your eyes and let your mind travel back to the bustling ancient city of Tyre, a key hub of the Phoenician civilization in the year 700 BC. The scent of the Mediterranean Sea fills the air as waves lap against the stone harbour. Today, we will follow the day of Ishara, a 28-year-old artisan living in this vibrant coastal city. Let her story guide you into a restful sleep. As dawn breaks over Tyre, Ishara awakens to the soft sounds of the harbour, the clinking of ropes against wooden masts and the distant calls of sailors preparing their ships. She rises from her woven mat laid on the cool stone floor, feeling the crisp morning air on her skin. The room is dimly lit, with the first rays of sunlight filtering through the small window. Ishara washes her face with fresh water stored in a clay jug, then ties her long hair back with a simple cord. She dresses in a linen tunic, cinched at the waist with a belt of braided flax. In the corner of the room, her younger brother, Aidan, is still asleep. She lets him rest for a while longer, knowing he will have a busy day ahead. Ishara moves to the main room where her mother Shama has laid out a simple breakfast. They eat a meal of barley bread, olives and dried figs, accompanied by a warm herbal infusion made from local plants. The household is modest but comfortable, with walls adorned by tapestries and simple pottery made by Ishara herself. After breakfast, Ishara steps out into the lively streets of Tyre. The city is a maze of narrow alleys and bustling squares, filled with the scent of spices and the sounds of merchants haggling over goods. She heads to her workshop, a small space tucked away in a quieter part of the city, where she crafts intricate glassware, one of the many trades the Phoenicians are famous for. Her workshop is filled with tools and materials, a furnace for melting glass, metal rods for shaping, and containers of coloured minerals to add vibrant hues. Ishara is known for her skill in making delicate glass beads and small vessels. Today, she focuses on creating a set of beads for a local merchant who plans to sell them in the markets of Egypt. She carefully heats the glass, shaping it into tiny spheres with precise movements, adding colours that shimmer like the sea. As the sun reaches its zenith, Ishara pauses her work to eat a simple lunch of bread and salted fish. The heat of the day makes the workshop warm, so she steps outside to a shaded area where she watches the activity in the streets. Traders from different parts of the Mediterranean are everywhere, their languages mixing into a tapestry of sounds. This city is not just her home, but a crossroads of cultures. With the midday heat starting to wane, Ishara resumes her work. In addition to glassmaking, she occasionally helps her mother with dyeing cloth using the famous Tyrian purple, a dye extracted from the murex snail. It's a painstaking process that requires skill and patience. The deep purple colour is highly valued, often used in garments for the elite and royalty. Later in the afternoon, Ishara takes some of her finished glassware to the marketplace. The marketplace is the heart of Tyre, with stalls brimming with goods, spices, textiles, pottery and more. She carefully sets out her glass beads and vessels, watching as merchants and local townsfolk examine her work. An Egyptian trader shows interest in a set of beads, admiring their intricate design and vibrant colours. After some haggling, they strike a deal, and Ishara earns a few silver coins for her efforts. She spends the remainder of the afternoon gathering supplies for her workshop. She purchases a new batch of minerals for colouring glass and some clay for mould making. The sun begins to set, casting a golden hue over the city as she makes her way back home. Back at home, Ishara finds her family preparing for the evening meal. They dine together on a hearty stew of lentils, onions and herbs, savouring the flavours of their coastal land. The evening is a time for rest and storytelling. Ishara listens as her father, Abdeshmun, recounts tales of his travels on the sea. He speaks of distant lands and the vast network of trade that the Phoenicians have built across the Mediterranean. As darkness envelops the city, oil lamps are lit, casting a warm glow inside their home. The air is filled with the hum of nighttime activities, the city alive even under the stars. Ishara feels a sense of peace, knowing that her work contributes to the vibrancy of Tyre. The city thrives on the crafts, trade and the spirit of its people. As the city of Tyre quiets down, Ishara retreats to her room, feeling the weariness of the day's labour. She lies down on her woven mat, the distant sound of the sea lulling her into relaxation. The Phoenician city sleeps, cradled by the Mediterranean. Tonight, as you listen to Ishara's story, let it carry you to a place of peace and stillness. Close your eyes and let the ancient world guide you into a deep, restful sleep.